My name is Gary the Numbers Guy. I'm a numerologist, I'm an astrologer. Most importantly for this video, I'm going to be a guy who connects the dots. I'm going to explain to you why 8/8/2011 is going to be one of the most important days in financial history in the world markets. Now before I can do that, I need to flashback a little bit. Let's start 3 years ago. 8/8/2008. The Chinese are hosting the Olympic Games in Beijing. Now if you look at the interest, the most interesting thing about it is the date they started on. Look at this. 8/8/2008. Look at all those 8s. Now the reason the Chinese made sure to start the games on that day is because they understand how metaphysical science, how vibrational energy works, and how it's all connected to the numbers. The number 8 stands for power, money, karma. But they're using the power aspect of this. Again, 8 plus 8 plus 2, 0, 0, 8 adds up to 26. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Again, they started the games at exactly 8:08 p.m. And little known fact, right before the game started, 8,888 couples got married. The Chinese went through a great lengths to make sure the game started at 8/8/2008. Now let's flash back a little bit to the midterm elections 2010. I'm about to show you how the Chinese use this number as a way of politically attacking their enemies, the Anglo-Saxon Empire, which is mainly known as London, Washington. Let's go back to the midterm elections. Barack Obama just got whooped, and the Democratic Party just got whooped. The Tea Party took the House of Representatives. But the most important thing is what Bernanke did right afterwards. He started QE2. He started quantum easing too, where he basically injected $600 billion of freshly printed money straight from the press into the economy. Well, you see, that has a negative effect on some people, particularly the people who hold your debt, especially 1.1 trillion of it, the Chinese. And once you injected all that money into the system, that devalues their money, that devalues their assets. So if you'll think back, on November the 8th, 2010, there was a big deal over a missile that was shot over California. They didn't know where it came from. Well, I'm telling you where it came from. It came from the Chinese. It was a warning. It was a warning to the American government. The people didn't know what was about it. And Barack Obama and the American military was too much. I mean, if someone would have did that to America 50 years ago, they might have got invaded. Nowadays, in 2010, 2011, they cover it up. How weak the mighty have fallen. But that's not what this is about. If you also remember, there was a cruise ship exactly on that same day that lost power. What happened? The Chinese launched the impulse bomb, which basically knocked out all the ship's power. Look it up. You'll be surprised. It happened on the same day that missile got launched. And I told you how the Chinese like to strike when that number 8 is out there. Well, you see, now we have a problem. Because the Dow's sinking. As a matter of fact, it closed on the 5th of August at 11,444.6. Now, if you're a numerologist like me, and you know exactly what that adds up to, because they have a 444 and an 11 there, there's going to be trouble on the markets, unless the government enacts quantum easing 3. That way, the Fed will jump up in value. That way, the stock market would jump up in value again. But you see what the problem is? The Chinese ain't going to take it. So the Chinese are going to do something to rock the financial system on 8/8/2011. You better believe it. They use numerology. 3 years from the date they started the Olympic Games, they're going to start a financial thunderstorm in the financial world. I am telling you now. The Fed has a couple choices. They can either see stagnation and deflation come in. If they do nothing, the market's going to sink. Their pledge protection team doesn't have the money anymore from all the bailouts. They're all spent. And all the crooks have stolen it. So now they either start new bailouts, quantum easing, which means flood the market with $1 trillion new dollars. But if you do that, the Chinese, they're going to pull and stop buying T-bonds. So guess what? hyperinflation happens. So we're between deflation and hyperinflation. Do we go into the route that they did in 1929, 1932 with deflation, when people can't find jobs, there's nothing out there? Or do we go into the hyperinflation route, where things that cost $10 today are going to start costing $100 in about a week? Read about the Weimar Republic in Germany. I want people to understand how the governments use numerology and astrology, especially the Chinese. We're going to see a lot of problems on 8/8/2011. And remember, it wasn't Glenn Beck or Rush Limbaugh or some punk on the news, whether they're left-wing communist or a right-wing fascist. It was a numerologist who called Gary the Numbers Guy who connected the dots for you. I'm doing my part. As always, remember, strong take from the weak, but the smart take from the strong.